Section 11.2, areas of trapezoids, rhombuses, and kites. So the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 the product of the height and the sum of the lengths of its bases. So we have base 1 and base 2. I always like to think of it that, you're going to add the two bases together and divide them by 2 because you're going to find the average of the bases and then multiply by the height. So here's an example of finding the area of a trapezoid. So we're going to use our area formula. 1/2, our height is 4. And then the sum of our bases, 6 plus 8. So it's 1/2 times 4 times 14, which is going to be 28 feet squared. Make sure you put your units on there. The area of a rhombus is 1/2 the product of the lengths of its diagonals. So this is diagonal 1, which would be this one right here. And then this is diagonal 2. So area is 1/2 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. And then a kite is the same thing. You're going to multiply your two diagonals and times it by 1/2. So we're going to use those formulas to find the area of a rhombus. And then we'll also do the area of a kite. Okay, so in our rhombus, one diagonal is 30 meters, and the other diagonal is 40 meters. So we're going to find the area. So our area is 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So we're going to plug those in. We have 30 times 40. Okay, so then we have 1/2 times 1200, which is going to be 600 meters squared. Okay, so then in our next example, which is our multiple choice, we're told that one diagonal of a kite is 1/3 as long as the other, and the area of the kite is 0.24 meters squared, and we want to find the lengths of the diagonals. So since it's multiple choice, you can actually look at your answers and find the one diagonal length that's 1/3 the other. Or you can kind of set that up, that one diagonal is 1/3 as long as the other. So then we have 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 has to equal 0.24. And diagonal 1 is 1/3 diagonal 2. And we can solve it that way. Or like I said, if you look at the answer choices, the only one that makes sense is choice B, because 1.2 is 3 times as big as 0.4. Nothing else makes sense. Or you can solve it this way and you would have like 1/6, and then you would just have to go and do a calculator problem with this. B squared. Whenever you have multiple choice, it's always a good idea to use your answer choices to help you, and you get your answer quicker. So then finally we're going to find the area in a coordinate plane. So we have a logo design is drawn on a grid. Each grid square is 5 inches by 5 inches, and we want to find the area of the design. So this is U. V. R. And this is going to be T. And then S. Here. Okay, so it's roughly like this. So we're going to find the area of this design, just remembering that each unit that we go over is 5. So we need to find our height, we need to find our base 1, and we need to find our base 2. So the length of our height, so we're going to go from here up to here, so we're going to 5, 10, 15, 20, so our height is 20. base 1, we're going from 10 over to 35. So we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 units to go from here to here. And then for base 2, we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 units. So then our area is 1/2 times the height times the sum of our bases. I'm going to go ahead and do 1/2 of 20 because it'll make things simpler. 25 plus 40 is 65. We can always multiply numbers in any order, so you might as well take the 1/2 off of the number right away and get it out of the way. So we have 650, and then we were told 5 inches by 5 inches, so this is going to be square inches. So 650 square inches.